All right, everybody. I'm really feeling out of practice at doing this stuff here. But for those that have followed me long enough, you know I always like to do a sound check just to make sure that you can hear me okay. So if you're out there, please let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. Whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. Guessing this means that we're good. All right, there we go. Everything is sounding good. This is what I like to see. And then, just like what the thumbnail says, I am going to be playing in this year's 2026 US Open 9-Ball Championship. My first ever WNT Matchroom event, and I don't know, it might be the only one. It really just depends. When you figure that there's an opportunity to be able to play in such a prestigious event that comes around, to Texas for the first time, you figured, why not? And so I know a few buddies of mine and I were talking about wanting to go play in it the moment we heard about it. And so we were monitoring Matchroom's website, and we had noticed that registration was closed at first. You had to actually acquire a password or something to be able to register, but then it eventually opened up to the public. And the moment it opened up to the public, myself and I know a couple of other buddies have signed up. I do believe my coach Demetrius from MN Pool Bootcamp is going to be there. I'm actually trying to see if I can hook up with him at the time, because I do believe from the US Open, we're also going to be playing in the Texas Open once the registration actually opens up. So what this means in the meantime is that I have to put straight pool on hold. I still shoot a couple of racks from time to time, but I figure now is the time that I really need to study the breaking with the 9 on the spot, using the Matchroom break box and trying to get that one ball in the side pocket. And so that's what today's stream is going to be all about. I'm going to be playing the 9-ball Ghost. I don't know how many sets I'm going to do. I might at least do 2. Maybe more, just depending upon how I feel as the night goes on. During the first set, or both sets, are going to be a race to 9 to start off with. I do believe that's what the first round of the US Open starts with, I believe. Let me see if I can find it. And and then as you progress through the tournament, then the let's see here. Then the matches start to change after that, which I do believe the championship is probably going to be something at about race to 13 or race to 15 or something. I remember seeing something about how the scoring was actually going to work out, if I can actually find where I saw that. But at any rate, like I said, that's why I'm going to be playing a race to 9. I think during the first set, what I want to do just to try to get me warmed up is I'm probably going to take ball in hand after the break, regardless if I make a ball or scratch, or it doesn't matter. But then at the during the second set, then I'm probably going to end up not taking ball in hand. I'm not going to go the route of that I have to make a ball on the break with playing the Ghost. That probably won't be until later on, maybe in a future stream, to where it's I'm not playing against the Ghost, I'm playing against the God, where you have to make a ball on the break, not take ball in hand, and then be able to run out. I'm not going to be doing that. So like I said, I think during the first set, I will be taking ball in hand, but then maybe during the second set, I won't be taking ball in hand. It really just depends on how it's all going to work out. You know, if I had 8 hours a day that I could actually do that, Nate, then I probably would. I have at least a decent understanding of how to do it. You know, cut the one ball at about half ball, maybe a little bit more. Use an extreme amount of bottom spin, so that way you can throw top spin onto the one ball and have it push its way through the ball that's in the second row, so that way it can kind of slide into the side pocket. And then from my vantage point, if the one ball happens to hit the rail below the side pocket, that usually might tell me that I either did not hit enough draw or I did not cut it enough. If I go above the side pocket from my viewpoint, then I'm either using too much draw or I'm cutting it too much. And so from those results, I have to make my adjustments to where hopefully I can get it just right. Let's see here. So yeah, let's see. Before I go on, I do have to make sure now that the couple of times I've done live streams here, I haven't really been doing my due diligence at giving shout outs to my sponsors that are still with me after all this time here. So what you can see up here is I am sponsored by Perimeter Lights, or Perimeter Billiard Lights. So I have the rectangular lights that go around my table. You'll be able to, well, you won't be able to see it from the main camera view, but it lights up the room just nicely. If you've seen any of my previous live streams, the light is dimmable. And as you saw, I do have a discount code. If you decide to go to their website, perimeterbilliardlights.com, use LilChris5, you can get 5% off of your purchase. Moonlighting Billiards, they are the company that makes these acrylic looking cutout templates. One of them is called the Drill Partner. It allows you to set up 9 balls in a straight line, perfectly spaced apart. And of course, you don't have to use 9 balls. You can use 3, skip the 4th one, use 3, and so on and so forth. That is so you can have nice symmetrical lines of doing drills, especially line drills. Then there's also their road edition, which is they took the Drill Partner and they cut it into thirds. So that way you have 3 different pieces to be able to set up 3 different balls in 3 different lines. And then they also have a curvature one where there are 3 pieces of those, and in each curve you can actually put 2 balls, so that way you can try to create a semicircle or even a full circle if you have more than enough pieces. If you visit their website, moonlightingbilliards.com, use my discount code LilChris10, you can get 10% off your purchase. The other one that we saw was the ICA Training system, and I have plans on using that a lot for training purposes. That is a system, that is a projection system where the software comes on a Raspberry Pi, and you have to get a projector. The Raspberry Pi connects into the projector, and then using a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, you can set up drills, you can save drills, you can do all kinds of different stuff that I'll be showing in future videos that I'm going to be using for training purposes. And there you can see that I do have a discount code with them as well. If you go to ICAtraining.com, use my discount code LC, you can get $50 off of your purchase of the software. My number 1 sponsor, JFlowers Cues. I do use their cues. And let's see, and then TaomBilliards. Those 2, however, unfortunately, I do not have discount codes anymore. With JFlowers, I just have a referral code. So that way, if you do happen to try to buy one of their cues or at least one of their products, if you use my referral code, then they'll know that their purchase is because of my recommendation. I do actually receive some credit that I can use to be able to get stuff, which is what I intend on doing, which is acquiring stuff using my credits and then giving them away in future giveaways. And then TaomBilliards is the same thing. I use their glove. I use their chalk. I even have a leather pouch that I store the chalk in whenever I'm playing, except I won't be using it when I'm out there. It's just whenever I'm out in public. So that way I don't lose my chalk. But I don't have a discount code with TaomBilliards. And then last but not least, Outsville. They are the makers of the Accu-Rack, so that way you can have the perfect rack every time, whether it's an 8-ball rack, a 9-ball rack, or even a 10-ball rack. And since we're playing 9-ball, I'll be using the 9-ball rack. If you visit their website at outsville.com, you can use my discount code LilChris, LIL' CHRIS. You have to do it that way because otherwise it won't work. And when you do that, you can get 10% off of your purchase. All right. I keep saying sooner or later one day I need to just make up a recorded video that does all of that for me. So that way all I have to do is just press a button and let y'all listen to the video. Now, what I will warn y'all though, those that are watching on YouTube, because I am going into the US Open, I am trying to acquire some funds. So I'm certainly not asking for donations or anything, but during my live stream, there might be some ads that pop up every now and again. So because every little bit of change that I can make prior to making it to the US Open is just going to help me out. Let's see. Jay Cornell, you're saying you want to put a how tip on your Revo. I had at one point on one of my old Predator cues that I used to shoot with way back when. One of them has a how tip. I have no issues with how tips. My tips of preferences that I've played with that I've not had any issues with, and I don't really classify one over the other, meaning that one's better than the other, is I've tried Kamui, the Predator Victory tip, How, and then Taom, of course. And what I'll be shooting with out there is the Taom Fusion tip. Okay, I think without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to switch to the room. That nearly scared me. I was like, why is the camera not working? So you can see I have a scoreboard up there. I am able to keep score while I'm out here. Feel so out of practice with this. But just like anything else, I will commentate my thoughts, what I'm thinking. Anybody that knows better knows that it's a little difficult to play and talk at the same time, but I do try to be educational as much as I can. So the idea is supposed to be is I'm trying to get the one ball to fall into this side pocket here. So I'm going to be trying to aim for as much of a half ball hit as I can with a lot of bottom spin, so that way my cue ball can hopefully come to the side rail and then maybe stay over in this area. I do not want it to make it over to the foot rail. See how this first break goes. Oop. I didn't make anything. I think I saw that the one ball hit up there, so that tells me that I'm either putting too much bottom spin if I were to try to hit the same spot, or I was cutting the one ball a little too much. As I said, I'm going to be taking ball in hand, and I've already got a lot of trouble with this mess being right here. The 2 ball does not pass the 5. This is going to be rough. I am not entirely sure what I can do here. So I think what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to shoot the one ball into the corner pocket and try to get my cue ball to hit the side rail and come in between the 4 and the 5 and open the whole thing up. Just got to make sure what's the best way. Do I want to hit the 4 first or the 5 first? I'm not entirely sure. This right here is going to determine everything, how I split all this apart. Or wait a minute. Maybe I could try to play a 2-5 billiard instead. I'm not going to try to split them apart. I'm just going to make the one and get my cue ball to be about right here, and that way I can try to play a 2-5 billiard. And so what I have to hope is that the 2-ball doesn't really move all that much. There we go. All right, so now the hardest part, I think, is going from the 4 to the 6. I am trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this 2-ball to get on the 3. And I think I have to go forward like this. I'd like to come all the way out to here to play the 3 in the side if I can. I don't necessarily want to try to punch the cue ball off the rail and come up like this. That's too. That requires too much force, and my pocket might not actually accept the shot. And that kind of works. Wish I'd have gotten just a couple more inches so that way my cue ball doesn't go up table unless I'm going to try to cut it down into the corner, which I don't think I'm going to try to do that. I think I am still going to cut it in the side. I just have to worry about if I'm going to run into that 9-ball or not. Then what really matters is what kind of angle am I going to get on this 4-ball, so that way I can maneuver around the table to get position on the 6. Oh, darn it. So that's 1 for the ghost. Would this have even worked? Yeah, that would have worked. So we do that. Oh, not 2. What in the world? There we go. Okay. All right, slow start. I am going to be trying to use random racks here. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I thought I saw something about this 2-ball. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I've seen something where the 2-ball basically rotates between these spots, the wing ball and then the back ball. So I started with it here, so that's why it's in the back now. And then on the next rack, it'll be over on the left, my left, your right wing ball. All right, so since my last break went a little too high, I'm going to hit the 1-ball a little fuller. There we go. What is this all about? Okay. Might be a 6-8 combination in my future. I can actually play this from where it's at, but I am still going to take ball in hand. So I'm just kind of mapping everything out before I get started. Let's make this a little bit easier. Get flat. Last thing I want to do is get straight in on any of these shots. I need to make sure I'm playing angles. All right, I probably would like to be right where I'm at. So I can play the 6-8 combination. Oh, jeez. Hit the ball. Oh, dunk on it. And you know what? I need to let me get something real quick. Just a second as I'm checking something. I guess that's not going to help. Kind of in a position where I can't read chat. So let me turn on my TV. Let's I'm not allowed to watch my own live stream? Wait, there we go. There we go. All right, so the ghost is up 2-0. And if I don't do very well, I might just stick to taking ball in hand for now. All right, let's see how this works. Skip. So there's my stuff. And then live chat should be enabled. There we go. Now I can see what we're working with here. So Brian Barton, you're asking, why do I always take ball in hand? This is called playing the ghost. And it's a standard rule that you basically break, and regardless of what happens on the break, whether you scratch, whether you make a ball, or whether you don't make a ball, you take ball in hand, you get one chance to try to run the table. That is like the absolute beginner level of playing the ghost. You can go further into that to where you can you're allowed to miss once, but basically once you miss or something, then the rack is over and you have to start over. And then of course you can make it harder and harder to where you don't take ball in hand after the break, or you have to make a ball on the break. So I'm trying to practice at the first level. Well, at least made a ball. All right. So this is looking like the 3 should go on the side, 4 goes here, 5, 6, 7, and then 9. So it's all about getting position on this 2 ball. Should use this angle here. One thing I haven't figured out yet is also how to play with on a shot clock, because I am going to have to start getting used to that as well. Wish I'd hit that just a little bit harder. Same with that one. Oi! All right, 6 is blocking me. Means 3's got to go over there. I can't really cut it in the side. That's a decent recovery. Except I'm nice and flat on the 4 ball. Oh, I thought it was cheap in the pocket. Oh. Feeling really good after that 3 ball, and then I go and do something silly like that. Gee whiz. Well, I got no choice but to break up this 7 and the 8 with my ball in hand shot here. That probably means I'm going to end up flat on that 2 ball. much of a breakout. So it might be a 7-8 combination in my future. Let's try not to scratch on this one. God. Okay. Snap the 9, thank you so much for subscribing. Well, I mean, Brian, when you're asking what point do I practice as in the open, I would need an opponent for that, really. Right? Because I mean, I'm an amateur. I'm not going to be breaking and running over and over again. I'm gonna, I would have to play safes and stuff. But in this format, when you're playing the Ghost, this is all offense. Another nice shot on the 3 ball. Not so good position on the 4 though. All right. Set up for the 7-8 combo. Yeah, right about here would be nice, somewhere in that line. All right. Oh, hey, at least I'm not going to get shut out. Woo! Yep. Stream really that far behind? Or is that just my TV? Interesting. All right, so this is game 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 should go in the back. I guess, Brian, if I wanted to really answer your question, it would have to be to where, like, I have to make a ball on the break and then not take ball in hand. Like, that would be the hardest condition that I can do this exercise on, you know? But I'm not ready for that. At least make a ball. Okay. How do I want to play the 4 to the 5? Ooh. All right. Well, that's gonna get me on the short side of the 5. Maybe a small back cut would be okay. Not straight in though. Yuck. Ah, doggone it. And I saw a comment saying that practicing the break is going to be probably the most important thing, and you're not wrong. So I understand its theory of what you're supposed to do. I just can't replicate it as consistently as I would like. So I'm definitely trying to get the correct sighting down, along with the correct amount of bottom spin on the ball. And then, of course, if I'm breaking forcefully enough, that's another thing that I'm going to have to try to learn. I certainly do not know if my break is forceful enough. Because typically I don't really break all that hard. I do break firm. I wouldn't necessarily say that I break hard. Bobble the shot? Yeah, my table is great now. After I posted that last video where I flew out Zach from Table Fitters, he did a wonderful job fixing my table. I'll get tied up 7. Ouch. All right, This is my live stream jitters that y'all get to see until I finally relax. Can't believe I missed that ball. All right, so this is game 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back over here. A lot of times when I practice playing the goats too, I always like to maybe use the same rack pattern so that way I can study where the balls are going, but not in this case. But there will be a point in time where I do study based on where the 2 balls racked, where is it going to go? Like, I at least have an idea that the 2 ball is most likely going to go 3 rails around and come somewhere near this side pocket. Unless it has a collision. Because then it can just get stuck behind the rack area. Okay, I saw the 1 ball hit below the side pocket, so that means I hit it too full. So, this is where I would like to be on that 3 ball. It's not exactly the same template because Matchroom has their own version of, it looks like an Accu-Rack, but it's not. I think it might be a little bit thinner, and then I don't know what the material is made out of. What I can say, it's similar, but it's not the same. Oh, yikes. If I'm having this much trouble on 4.5 pockets, I'm going to be in big trouble on 4-inch pockets. There we go. That's a lot of update. And of course, a funny story is I was practicing before I went live. I was doing a lot. I was doing a lot better when I was practicing. But that's okay. This is the type of pressure I need to feel. Oh, that was odd. 7 balls, seriously? Might end up having to slow my break down just so I can have a little bit more control, and then I'll ramp it up. Right now, it's not working for anything. Stop! This is not the angle that I want. Too flat. I can't move the cue ball. Well, I can't move the cue ball without risking missing the 2 ball. So I have to set up for a bank on the 3. Come on, I'll take a roll. That would cut it. Yeah, so I'm going to slow my break down. So I'm pretty sure my next couple of breaks are not going to be firm. This is game 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I got the 1 on the side. No, I seriously doubt that might be considered a forceful break. Okay, let's see here. Yikes. That's a little close for comfort. Oh, I thought I missed that. That's another thing. I just need to go ahead and slow down and forget about 30-second shot clocks for now. I'm trying to play like fast, and I think that's at least what's throwing me off a little bit too. Let me just find a tempo first. That is not a tempo, goodness gracious. Luckily, there's flukes allowed in 9-ball. I wish I meant that. That was a little sloppy. This is game 10. Here. So I'll be doing this more often. It's just a matter of trying to find the time to do so. I will try to get some friends over here too to play to actually like play against each other, so that way you can actually see maybe some safety plays. There we go. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, it did it. I don't believe that. Ah, that's what I get. I should have taken ball in hand. I cannot believe that. Well, at least I can say that was done on purpose. Hi. That's way off. Oh, we'll definitely be doing this again. I tell you what, I gotta at least beat this format before I change the format. I think that's fair. So it should be on the bottom. So I think that's how I'm gonna run it. I'll do this format until I beat it, and then I'll change the format. All right, the ghost is on the hill. I'm up against it right here. Thanks. Okay, let's see here. 1 and the 2 in the same corner, 3 in the side. 4 ball is going to be a little tricky. Angle. Golly. All right. This was a terrible set. Yeah, okay. So we can mark that one up. 2-9 against the Ghost on the first set. We're going to repeat it. And this go around, I'm just going to try to take everything nice and slow. Well, for regular guys, it's not that I'm nervous on my own table. I'm nervous because I'm streaming. And then, of course, I want to be able to perform well for y'all. So that's where the nerves are really coming from. Turn off the camera. And I'd probably be just fine. All right. So, like I said, this go around, and take things nice and slow. I'm going to slow my breakdown again and really think my way through the racks. All right. So the 1, 2, and the 3 are okay. That 4 ball is going to be a little tricky. What that means is if I play the 2 here in the side and get an angle like this on the 3, maybe I can come 3 rails around to get on the 4. That might be the way to go. I'd want to try to get fairly flat on the 2 if I can. I think we can roll to the short rail and back out. Yeah, I think this is a decent angle. So it might be 4 rails. I might end up hitting this bottom rail here. Three, 4, like I said. Okay, come out towards the middle of the table. Come on, spin. Oh, I probably should have hit that a little bit harder. So I think I come over here. That might be a good shot. All right, whatever. I did not want to hit that 9 ball. Ah. Because now the 9 ball is actually in the way for a decent 3-railer. Short rail, long rail, short rail, and then come back up towards the middle of the table. Don't know if I can get away with this, though. Oh! I missed. Oh, I seriously thought I missed. I thought it might have been a little too thick. Okay. That's a good way to start off the set. Two goes in the back this time. Oh. Oh, that's just gross. I can't move the rack now. Well, I mean, I could if I pick up the ball. Matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do. So let me do it from this angle so everybody can see. Just going to pick it up. Now, during the event, they'll have like an official that can do it much cleaner than what I just did with a ball marker and whatnot. So when I look at this, I'm inclined to play the 2-6 combination, so that way I can open that pocket for the 5 ball. I mean, I could shoot the 2 ball in two or three other pockets, but then my 5 ball doesn't really have a pocket unless I try to play the 5 here. But opening up that pocket, I think is going to make more sense because the 4 and the 5 could possibly go in that pocket. Okay. Now, how do I want to get shape on this 3 in the side? That might not have been the smartest of shots. Still going to play it in the side pocket, though. Spin. Get out here. So now you see why opening up that pocket was very important, or at least makes the rack a little bit easier, I would say. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. Doggone it. There's the shape on the 9. Ugh, undercut the 8 ball. It's one of those that I don't even think I would have gotten there had I made the 8 ball. I think if I would have made the 8 ball, my cue ball might have been like right here, maybe. No, but I think I'm starting to loosen up now. Ooh, golden break? Oh, geez, that is not where I want the 9 ball to stop. That probably means I have to play this. Geez, is that even going to go? Oh no, it will. I might have to play the 6 off the 9, which means maybe I'll make the 9 too. I will say golden breaks do count. Like that'll count as a win. I won't have to try to run the table. This is not the way we would want to start. 2 ball, 3 ball, 4 ball. Like, my goodness. And the 7 ball is huge. If I wanted to try to like come over here so I can get an angle to come back up here, like, this is not easy at all. I do not want to get stuck behind that 7, but I think I have to try this anyway. I'm trying to hit the rail right here, if I can. Oh, don't get behind the 7, go past it. All right, I can work with this. Let's see here. Geez, from the 5 to the 6, though, in order to play the 6 and the side off the 9. That's going to be another tough one. Especially if I don't get shape on the 4. That's just gross. I didn't know what I was going to do there. Actually, you know what? I probably should have tried a 3-railer in the side pocket. That's what I should have done. Ron Thacker, thank you so much. I said this is definitely one of those things where I can say that I'm going to go for the experience, because don't know if the U.S. Open will be coming back to Texas again after this go around. And typically, you know, like I play in the oops, I got to give the ghost game. I do play in the Texas Open, so there's always that. But moments like this don't come up very often for me, because I don't really travel to play pool. That's why I figured, why not? Yikes! I really overcut that ball. Ooh, this is tough. Since I'm hitting a little on the soft side here. Goodness gracious. I need to start hitting a little firmer. Ooh. Well, that was no easy task. What game are we on? This is game 5. So two's in the back. Yikes. Maybe a 3-4 combo in my future. Yeah, the break is no joke with the 9 on the spot and having to break from a box here. Definitely makes things a little bit harder. get it? Did I get it? Did I get it? Oh, I did not want that to happen. Oh, man. I thought the 3 ball would at least stay up here. Take it. Hans, that shoe stuff, I just don't believe in that. I think that's just nonsense. Nice. Ah, doggone it. Right where I needed it to be. Um, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go. This would be decent. We're still going to take ball in hand. Last time I didn't do that. It still ended up costing me. All right. Again, hit it too soft. Ah. Is my practice routine different from the U.S. Open? Yeah, I'd be playing straight pull if I wasn't practicing for the U.S. Open. Just barely. Okay. Well, that's kind of the whole point, Aaron. You know, I've been doing this for a long time now, and I've never really well, if you were to watch any of my old videos before I ever did my very first live stream, you know, like if you were to watch how I structured everything together, you would think like, you know, I'm a pretty good player. And then when I started live streaming, then, you know, my followers and subscribers get to see how I actually play, which today happens to be mediocre at best. Or actually, we can just go ahead and say not so good. But I've had live streams where I've done well, and I've had live streams where I've played worse than this. There we go. Break is starting to come together now. If I can actually just start shooting, that would be great. 4-ball, that's lovely. Settle for a 4-8 combo. That might be what I have to do there. Oh, that's a little too hard. That's the only reason why I shot the 3-ball that way, was to try to get position on the floor. Actually, I mean, it is easy to put yourself out there. You just, I don't care about criticism. I mean, I welcome constructive criticism. Don't get me wrong. And I mean, I've done this long enough. Like I said, a lot of people that actually know me in person or that have watched enough live streams know that I have my good days and I have my bad days. I mean, that'd be the same thing even with my league matches and stuff. Some of these spreads, I tell you, 6 and the 7 are ugly. Guys, what are you doing? My goodness, this is not where I wanted the cue ball to be. All right, let's see here. I think I'm gonna run into that 6-ball. Fine. Move, 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 move. Give me an angle. All right, moment of truth. What do I want to do with this 6 and 7? Get flat and just play the 7 down here, or get an angle and try to maneuver the cue ball? Because the 8 ball is no easy shot either. Moment of truth. Dang, I wish I would have hit that just a touch harder. I think that's a scratch shot if I try to roll the cue ball. Ah! If I try to roll this, I think I'm going to scratch. I think I have to stun it a little bit and hit the long rail. Extension! Ah! Oh, did I get lucky? Well, not really, if I gotta shoot this. Hey, okay. Oh, crap. This is game 9. That means 2 goes over here. Yeah, so that's kind of the point there, Aaron. The guy that says I'm playing like a 500. So what? We won't ever get to see him play because he'll just hide behind anonymity. Getting 3 racks would be nice. That would be an improvement. 2-4-1-5. I mean, the dots can have a small effect, but it's not very often that I have a ball that's actually rolling through them. Because I could take them off since I'm practicing this, but I leave them on there for when I play straight pull racks. But it doesn't affect it enough for me to for it to matter, at least to me. Thanks. Over here. Oh, slow down. Here we go. Definitely thought I hit that 8 ball just a little too hard. This game 10. So back on the left. So if I struggle this much with ball in hand, imagine if I don't take ball in hand. That's going to make this so much harder. Who goes in the corner? Dang, on the wrong side. Ah! Dang, I drew that. Way overdrew that. And I could say that I rushed a little bit. So 9, 10 here. Don't tie up. That's the last thing I want you to do. If I make balls on the break, the last thing I want is a cluster. Man, that's just gross. Two and then one do not go in this corner. That is just gross. What else am I supposed to do? I was hoping to be able to shoot the two over here. This don't make it any easier. Oi. Golly, this is so hard to see. Oh, I thought I made it. I actually thought I made it. Actually, it was a slight undercut. Wow. So this is game 12. These two's over here. So after this set, I'll come take a small break, chat with everybody for a little bit, answer some questions, and I'll do this some more. I'm feeling into it now. Like, I could probably do this for quite a bit. No clusters. And it seems like whenever I make a ball on the break, I don't really think I have a quote unquote forceful break. And so that's going to be an experience to learn. You know, what are they going to consider a forceful break to be? seriously? Oh. Did not think I could draw the ball that good. So I wanted an angle so that way I can hit the rail, come out like this. I needed to draw back a little bit. Okay. Let's see here. How am I going to do this one? The 9's kind of in my way to power draw this one. I'll take it. I was afraid to hit that one any harder. Ooh, am I going to scratch? I'm awfully close to scratching. But we're practicing. Let's see if I'm going to roll the cue ball and see if I scratch. And see if I can beat the scratch. And get to the short rail. Okay, there we go. 4! We doubled our score. This is what we want, folks. What is this? This is 13, so we're back on the left. Yeah, so I know I got one buddy that I can invite over sometime. We've already sparred on my home table. If you go back and look at the live stream called Battle of the 650s, you get to watch me lose. But he's my regular sparring buddy. Let's see if I can get him to come over. No clusters, no clusters. Now, probably not if I'm going to be staying for the finals. The hotel's expensive. Even my ticket to play was expensive. So I think what I'm probably planning on doing is I'm probably at least going to go down there for 4 days at a minimum. And then depending upon how I do, is going to determine if I have to buy more nights to stay. But if I want to be realistic, I mean I can be as optimistic as I want to be, but if I want to be realistic, I probably wouldn't make it to the to even watch the final day. But I mean, we'll see. I haven't booked my hotel yet. I'm trying to see if I can get someone to room with. but we will certainly see. Aaron, the only ways I know to get a Fargo rating is play in leagues, play in tournaments that report to Fargo, or you can do Salado matches. Thought I missed that 4-ball. Poor guys, you recommend the Tanya Harding approach? Gotta take out a kneecap? Oh, this is gross. All right, I'm catching a gear. I always keep forgetting. This is match 14. Okay. Ray Hansen. The ghost is stone cold stealing. Runs out like well water. You could fall at 6-ball. No one would have objected. Whew. Lane, you're saying let this be a lesson for everybody once you take notice of how well you are doing. What's the best way to do this? Missed ball in hand. And I didn't even get decent shape. Ah! The Ghost wins 5-9. All right, let me come take a small break. That one actually, that set actually felt pretty good. Okay. Hi, everybody. So here's where I can just take a moment to answer any questions. I'm still gonna play. I'm feeling pretty good after all of that. So I like because I did like how I almost mounted a comeback on that one there. Well, that's the thing, Brian. Because the way I like to, well, actually, I'm not even really playing the way that I really want to play. Is because I'm still thinking about that 30-second shot clock. Because a lot of times, like when I'm playing 9-ball or any game really, is how much thought I'll actually put into a pattern before I actually even get started shooting. I would take a lot more time and try to really plot things out. But at least in this practice session, I'm trying not to take too long before I get started, so that way I can hopefully start getting used to playing under a 30-second shot clock. Like that scoreboard that you saw, I have a program that I use on my laptop that's out there that was updating the scores, and I'm gonna be looking at trying to actually make an app. Well, when I say app, I'm not talking about phone app. I want to make another program that I can try to use during this type of live stream that will basically act like a shot clock for me. It'll give me audio alerts and whatnot. And the only thing I'm not sure on how to do right now, just off the top of my head, I might have AI help me do it, is how to get the clock to reset itself. Or do I just keep letting it roll over every 30 seconds, and then when I know that it's reset, then I would go ahead and start the next shot routine. That part I haven't quite figured out yet. Aaron, I did shoot before, and even throughout my work day. Like I might take a break from work because you can see I have a laptop right here. This is my actual workstation because I do work from home as well. Ken Derby, thank you so much for following me on Facebook. I really do appreciate it. And so when I'm taking a break from work, I'll go out there and I'll try to do a couple of break and runs with some racks. And usually during my practice sessions, I actually do like better than what you saw. What I can definitely say though is, just playing on a live stream. Like I said, I have the pressure of everybody that's watching, especially since I see that there's over 120 of y'all watching. Thank you so much for being here. Because I do want to be able to perform well. And so one thing that I do like about live streaming, especially when you asked before about or that you're afraid to put yourself out there, is you saw me do very poorly that first set, losing 9-2. But then there was a slight improvement. I lost 5-9. So if I can keep doing those improvements, to me, that's at least worth illustrating. It's not like I'm gonna, just come straight out of the gate and just start shooting, really good. Kenny Derby, thank you so much for subscribing on YouTube. I really do appreciate it. And so to be able to show y'all progression, especially when you get to watch an amateur like myself deal with these types of pressures and how I would actually perform under this pressure, and then of course hopefully improve and push through the pressure. So that's the reason why I like doing all this, because I've dealt with the pressure of playing in tournaments. I've dealt with the pressure of playing on a league team. I've dealt with the pressure of gambling. But in my opinion, none of those matter to this. Playing on a live stream, to me, is so much more nerve-wracking, so much more pressure than those other scenarios that I described. Brian Barton, it's not that I haven't been gone for a while because, you know, I have a home table. So, I mean, I shoot, I try to practice and shoot and run drills fairly regularly, like almost every day. The problem, and I've said this like, you know, time and time again, is that when I'm done working, you know, sitting in front of a computer for 9 to 10 hours a day, basically, to have the mindset to get away from one computer, go out there and try to film some content, and then come back here and sit in front of this computer for another, you know, 8 to 10 hours editing footage, like that's a little mentally taxing. And it was easier for me to do when I first started, and I was a lot more motivated, and I had a lot of ideas and stuff. But now my actual 9-to-5 job is more mentally taxing lately because I've been given more responsibilities and stuff. And so even when I try to restrict making content even on the weekends, you know, I have a house to take care of, I have a yard to take care of and stuff. And so there's just, it's one excuse after another, because I know that's all I'm doing is making excuses, but there are my reasons as to why I don't get to be as active as I would like to be. So Blaine, from my understanding, no. First of all, to answer your question, no, I did not get to sign up because of my following. It is my understanding that the U.S. Open was most likely closed to be invite only to the WNT contracted players first for a set amount of time. After that set amount of time, then it gets open to the public. And when it got open to the public, because me and a couple of friends, we were monitoring on a regular basis. And what really tipped it off is when I saw Justin Bergman made a post on Facebook about how he signed up for the US Open. I think he signed up for a couple of other tournaments. And so once me and my friends saw that he signed up for the US Open, we started looking for registration. And then we saw that the registration was password protected. And that's what made us think that, oh, you have to have received your invite first. And then that invite will give you the password to be able to log in and register. But then after a couple of, like the weekend after we saw that post, we saw that the registration became public. And the moment it became public, I just went right in and registered. Oh. Future of channel, is Tony Robles coming back? I would love to have Tony come back to my house and do some more straight pool content. I would have to ask him. I know he's busy at his home in Florida. I've been meaning to go down to his place as well, and maybe shoot some content. Just again, it's all about the time availability. Now, this right here is exactly what I was just talking about, because for those that don't know, Sensei Nate Plays Pool, there's another buddy of mine that I met at the Moscone Cup, and he's been punching out content left and right. And if y'all don't know who he is, be sure to go check out his channel right after this. The stuff that you've been putting out, Nate, has been fantastic. Yeah, here we go for it, regular guys. That's the thing, is how thin I've spread myself out to, you know, being an adult and then trying to be a social an influencer as well. I'm assuming you're asking about how many players are allowed in the US Open. I do believe it's limited to 256 players. So, but I just don't think that you're going to get 256 WNT contracted players to all sign up all at once, and so that's why they do an invitation first, and then open it up to the public. Hey Eric, is the US Amateur in the future? Probably not. I don't even play APA anymore. Because isn't that what the U.S. Amateur is? It's basically an APA tournament. I know it's held in Florida. but probably not. So I'm just kind of scrolling back. Oh, so this was earlier. Hey, hey, Dennis. Am I planning my zones in 3 balls ahead? Not really, because again, I'm trying to play at a fairly rapid pace. Maybe at least this next set, I will really try to just slow it all down and just forget about all the rules and whatnot, and just try to play the Ghost with the Matchroom break box, and we'll see if I can do a little bit better. I mean, I started catching a little bit of momentum there towards the end. Oh, there you go. There you go. Nate has the news on it. There was 128 invites, and then they opened it up after that. Oh, I did not know that you have to shoot a qualifier to play in the U.S. Amateur. I don't know. Like, I'll never say never, but highly doubtful to be able to play in that. Mr. Curb, absolutely. I mean, the Texas Open is in my backyard, basically, so I do try to play in that on a regular basis. Okay. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. Bathroom break. All right, that was quick. Yeah, so Brian Barton, with my table being upstairs, it 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 was for quite a while to where I was dealing with the table being unleveled and stuff, especially with it being a 3-piece slate table. But if you watch my most recent published video, where I actually flew a professional out here to completely fix it, and then ever since then, I haven't really had any issues. Is Barry Hearn gonna play it again? I just recently saw some videos on Facebook where he was in a Matchroom event. That would be cool. And if I got to play on the stream table, I would probably end up being a nervous wreck. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back out there, and let's see if we can do a little bit better. We lost 2-9 and then 5-9. So let's see if we can continue to improve from there. All right. Let me reset the score. And like I said, I'll try to be a little bit more thorough in my planning. Actually, the 2-ball needs to go here. Well, I must have hit that one really thick since the 1 ball hit the rail below the side pocket or on my side of the side pocket. All right. 3 to the 4. That's the big problem. If I wanted to be able to shoot from the 3 to the 4, I would probably want to be somewhere right around here. That way I can try to hit the rail, come over here, and then do that. So the question is, how do I do that from the 2-ball? I would probably have to shoot the 2-ball like right here. So that way I can hit the rail, come over here, and then come over here. Because otherwise, if I end up getting flat on the ball, I just have to try to draw to the 4-ball. And I would rather not try to draw onto the 4-ball. So I think that means you need to get to about right here for the 2-ball. So I'm liable to get hooked behind the 5 or the 8 as I try to get position on the 3-ball. What did I say? You get hooked behind the 5 or the 8. Okay. Well, I can try to get lucky. See if I can kick the 3 in the corner. Not so lucky. So I do believe the plan was right, though. Just the execution was not where it was supposed to be. I needed to hit that 2-ball a little bit harder so that way I can just roll a couple more inches past the 8-ball, and then I would have been fine. Well, making the 1 in the side was nice. The 5 and the 6 are not nice. The heck am I going to do here? I might have to settle for a bank shot on the 5. Because if I try to go for any type of breakout, then the 9 is going to block me from the 3. So, yeah, I think I have to settle for a bank shot on the 5. So hopefully I don't hit the 7 with what I'm about to do here. Short side shape on the 4. Said play for the bank on the 5. That probably would not have gone in on a 4-inch pocket. I rolled a little too far. I don't know if I can bend this back. I might be able to cut it in the side, though. Or not. Oh, this is a slower start. Game 3. Okay. Well, it's one of those things where, like, okay, I made the 1 on the side, but I definitely would like to have better control of my cue ball. Like, to bring the cue ball, like, towards the middle of the table or something, you know? All right. So getting fairly flat on the 3 would be nice. Not like this, though, because now I got to worry about the 7 coming into play. Especially if I don't hit the ball hard enough. That's one area where I'm suffering. I do play with a soft stroke. So I definitely got to get into the habit of trying to let my cue ball roll just a couple more inches. Ah, that was tough. That's decent. Oops. That's not that. Oh, trust me, 9-ball code. I'm trying everything, but the first thing I'm trying to make sure that I get is the sighting, to see like how thick or thin I'm actually hitting the 1-ball, and I'm not being consistent. That's why the 1-ball is kind of going all over the place. Once I know that I'm getting like really close, like if I'm anywhere between, here and here, like just on the points, then I know that my sighting, I know my sighting will be better, and then I can actually work on tip location. But I am trying to hit this like with an extreme amount of draw. And then still, like, I didn't see where I hit on that one. Maybe the replay will show me. Oh, so I overcut that one because I hit above. I hit here. So I either overcut it or I put too much, or I put too much draw. Oh, I'm trying to loosen up some more. Oh. Well, I guess that was too thick. And so that's what I was meaning by my sighting is not where it's supposed to be. Or one minute I'm hitting it so thin that my cue ball comes behind the rack area, and another minute I'm hitting it so thick that I can actually draw the cue ball back below the side pockets. Oh, yeah, I can't believe I did that. Two ball in hand shots that I've missed tonight. And there you go, Nate. I know you had recently published on Facebook, like, is it ever acceptable to miss with ball in hand? Not for something like that, But I do think there are scenarios where it is acceptable. But that wasn't one of them. That was just me missing. There we go. Oh man, my 3 to the 4. Yikes. Not good. I was hoping for a friendlier bump than that. Oh, I think that's a scratch shot. Oh, I thought I made it. That would have been a shot that would have fired me up. Yikes. So if I can remember the sighting that I had. There we go. But that's where sometimes I don't know if I should put a little bit of like a twist of outside spin to try to get the cue ball to come back towards the middle of the table or not. Because I would definitely have to play a push out for this one. Whoops. Doggone it. Now I'm on tilt. After you do something like that, now I'm on tilt. It's 3, 6, 7. Okay. See, especially with the two ball being in the back, if I had to make a prediction, the two ball is going to hit the foot rail, and as long as it doesn't have a collision, it'll be somewhere down here. So I definitely wouldn't want my cue ball to be in the rack area after this break. See what I mean? Where the two ball's at. Oh, that's gross. So I can have some predictions of where the two ball might be after the break, based on its location. Oh, this is gross. How do I want to do this? Not like this. This is not the way I want to shoot from the 3 to the 4. I thought I was gonna scratch. This is just as bad. I'm straight in. Oh, never mind. I have a small cheat angle. Ugh. All right. Gotta get comfortable hitting a little firmer. This is a little too thin for my taste. All right, there we go. I'm not getting shut out. That's one thing I can hopefully say tonight. At least I never got shut out during any of the sets. Might have been a little too thick. It's just gross. I have to start with a combo. And then where the two ball is as well. Golly. This is a double whammy here. So it would not be smart to basically play straight in. Man, this is tough. Ooh, I don't know if this is going to do it. I do not think I can spin this hard enough to get past the side pocket. I don't even think I can go around. Oh, well. We're going to try to spin the heck out of this. Ah! Well, that doesn't help, really. What could I possibly do here? Nothing. Well, let's see if I can play a safety. Is there a shot? Like, hold on. I don't think I can do 3 in the side. Let's see here. Yeah, the 5 ball's in the way. I don't even think I hit that hard enough even for the 3 mil in the side pocket. Oh, okay. Nine. This is game 10. Wow, that was a massive overcut. So that's what I'm referring to about my sighting. Like, 1 minute it's there, and then one ball is going right in the pocket, and the cue ball is kind of bouncing from side to side in the rack area. The next minute, my cue ball is going around the rack. The next minute, I'm drawing my cue ball below the side pockets. So my sighting is definitely not where it should be. That's definitely one of the first things that I want to get under control is how I sight my break. Oh, roll, roll, roll. There we go. Not going down without a fight. Eleven. That time, 2 was in the back of the rack, and this time he gets stuck up there. At least I have a shot at it if I were not taking ball in hand. Okay. Yikes. Not an easy task here. Don't get flat on the ball. That's just showboating. Ah, oh, golly. All right, so what's the word I'm looking for? Regressed. 2 to 9. Let's do another one. This is almost to the point where it's like I want to win one set before I end the stream, if I have the capability of doing that. If my mental fortitude will keep up. All right, no talking during this set. Let's see if I can focus. I hit that so much harder. Is this gonna get there though? Yeah, that's the way I wanted to play it. Did I undercut it a little bit? Too far on the outside jaw of the pocket? Everything felt good on that one. That was just a miss. Well, I can try a legit break and run. Ooh, okay. I hit that one like a baby. A little scared on that one. Oh, same thing with that one. Just a little scared to hit that one a little bit harder. Oh, really? That's what you're going to do to me? Blaine, I like it. Shh, no talking. Sometimes I can't help it. This is a live stream, and I have to teeter-totter between playing skillful and entertaining. Maybe sometimes I need to number 3 put together a playlist of something to kind of have like elevator background music. Or something when I'm not talking at all. That's something I can definitely look into. To have some royalty-free background music. Oosh. Tony Robles, is that you in the house? Don't. I need an angle. Golly. I needed an angle. There's nothing I can do here. Cuts out the bank. Boy, if I cut this 4-ball in, that should just win me the rack. Yeah, right. Hey, let's get a fluke though. Not quite. Why did I have to land flat on that 3-ball? Oh. This is game 4. Oh, I would have loved a golden break on that one. What does Johnny Cash say? Just gotta get a rhythm. Well, John Reese, that's something I can definitely look into. I have a paid subscription to a bunch of royalty-free music. I just need to go through the library and figure out what to queue up. Man. All the places that I'm gonna land. Seriously? Oh, almost. Almost. Sometimes I'm a little timid to jump in here because I don't want anything like flying off the table and putting a hole in the wall or something, you know? And other times I can just let it rip. But that was one where I definitely just wanted to clear the 7. I didn't want to like land on the 3. What are we on? Game 6. Ooh, I don't know about that 3 ball. I guess that would work if I did that. Oh, gee whiz. Now that would have helped. Now that I think about it, see, that was poor planning, way poor planning there. Not even thinking about the 3 to the 4. I was so focused on getting from the 2 to the 3. What would I even do here? Yeah. So that was poor planning. Rush. Aaron, I can tell you that I typically do have a long bridge. And a lot of times my ball and hand choices that I'm making is so that I can roll the cue ball with side spin. If I can help it, I don't want to go below center as much as possible. Now, unfortunately, here I kind of have to. But the position that I would want to get on the 3 is so I can roll to the side rail and then spin back out towards the middle of the table for position on the 4. Oh, not like that though. This is another reason why what I was talking about. A lot of times, if I can help it, I want to be able to cue slightly above center with some side spin. Yikes. Okay. Wow, I did not think I hit that one that hard. And that's just another thing to think about, Aaron. Like, bottom spin is just hard to control. A rolling cue ball is a little bit easier to control. 9. Stay up, cue ball. I'm taking that golden break. I'm taking that one. Looks like I got a lucky kick off of that 4 ball. Ugh. Lots of obstacles here. That can really mess me up. I think this is the easiest, though. I didn't even get it. I didn't get it. Ah! I said lots of obstacles. Because it was either try to get here or try to get here. And if I try to get here, the 8 ball is the obstacle, that ball is the obstacle. All right. Second jump shot for the night. Don't make me do it again. Oh, and I'm on the rail. I'm probably going to bump into the 4. All right. swear I hit that a lot harder than I thought. It must be right here. Nonetheless. That's what I'm talking about. What the heck was this earlier? All right, what are we at? Game 11. Ooh. right. I know I'm taking ball in hand after the break and stuff, but this is what momentum really looks like. As long as I don't lose it. And then 12. All right, as long as there's not a cluster. A little bit more work to do. An angle. One rail shot to the next. Oh, why'd you have to roll that far? I could have cut you in the side. Knew I was going to bump into you. Doggone it. Oh, and this combo is not wired either. Ah, doggone it. I knew I was going to bump into that 7, but I thought I could just set it up for the side pocket. All right, that's all right. That was a tough rack. I didn't land exactly where I wanted to on that 6 ball or the 5 ball for that matter. I mean, I came around nicely from the 4 to 5, but since I didn't land nicely on the 6, that was tough. No big deal. Why can't these last few just be like connect the dots? I have all these maneuvers. Let's see here. This one I'm not sure about. This one I'm not sure about. I don't like my 5 to the 6 at all. What exactly do I want to do? Jeez. Thought about that a little bit more. Especially that part. God dang it. All right. Big stroke time. Dang. Come on, that's a big stroke. Give me something. Sheesh. Okay. A lid straight in. Ah, all right. Cheeks pocket a little. Oh, this is not a gimme. This is not a gimme, folks. I can't believe I doinked that one. Ah, all right, let's go. All right, what are we on? Game 14. Let's back to the left. Oh. Jeez, man. Seriously? I think this is the right decision. But I have to shoot this either with a bridge or left-handed. And between the two, I think I'd rather shoot left-handed. I get like right there. I think I'm good. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Okay. I'm feeling the pressure. Had the angle too. I just missed. Oh, all right. Oh, and that Fargo rate is actually 1 point lower. I just recently became a 650 again. There was a point in time. It was game 15. Oh. There was a point in time where I think I topped out at about 655, and then I fell into a slump and fell below 650, and I just recently acquired it again. Okay. Three ball, seriously? This window is so freaking small. That is not what I had in mind. I was trying to get right here. I don't think I can make this. Even if I had the perfect angle. Yeah, 9 ball, maybe. Because the 3 ball is not going in. I might make the 9 ball. Oh, gosh. Oh, whoa! Ah, golly. Is that even a foul, though? I'm waiting for the replay. Yeah, that was a foul. It wouldn't have mattered if I fluked the 3 ball. That was a foul. Or even if I would have made the 9. Oh my goodness. All right, the pressure's on. The pressure is on. I'm telling you, the last thing I want are clusters. Yeah, the cue ball went forward, so that pretty much meant that I hit the cue ball twice. Cue ball can't go forward unless I accidentally hit it twice. And so the replay showed that I hit it twice. So even if I would have made the 9 or the 3, it wouldn't have counted. It would not have counted. That's why I wanted to check the replay. All right. Pocket size is Pro Cut, so 4.5 corners and then 5-inch side pockets. I have pocket reducers that I eventually have to practice with as well, so I can get used to smaller pockets. Don't you freaking tie up! Ah! Pool gods have it against me. Oh! I think last time I shot a ball and hand shot like this, I missed. Slow down, please! Making my work harder. All right. Freaking A. I think that was my first miscue. All sets. Oh. Been hitting power draw shots like they were nothing, and then all of a sudden that. Oh. There's that miscue mark. Okay. Here we go. Hill to hill. All right. This looks okay. I do not like the 8 to the 9. Okay. Let's see here. What in the world am I going to do? Yeah, I think that's the way. Don't give Rich 7. Oh my god, why did I get straight in? I already just had a nightmare about getting straight in and having to draw the ball. Ah! And there it is! There it is! I got on the 6. Doggone it. Well, some nights you win, some nights you lose. Ah. Well, I really, really wish I could have pulled that last one out. Oh, that's such a heartbreak. That's such a heartbreaker. But that's okay, because we're gonna do it again. I mean, not like I think I'm done for the night. But we're definitely gonna do this again. I did enjoy this. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, that was what? That was 4. I did 4 sets. I'm pretty beat, and it's getting late here. I do have to work tomorrow, but I'll definitely be doing this again. Not tomorrow though. Tomorrow night I have league. But no, we're gonna be doing this again. It'll be a matter of, like I said, that I'm not gonna change the format until I beat this format. So right now, race to 9, break with ball in hand, golden breaks do count. Scratching on the break doesn't matter. Like I said, just as long as I break and take ball in hand, and then when I beat that one, y'all saw like how many times I had an open shot, which wasn't a lot, right? So to go from ball in hand after the break to not having ball in hand, like that's going to be like ridiculously tough. But I would have to say that if I do manage to win this format, I will certainly try with break with no ball in hand, because I still gotta get that break down. I was getting it like right there, at least during that set. I was making balls on the break, getting decent spreads. I just let it go. I let it slip away. But that's pull for you. So I'm at least glad that I was able to put on that type of performance at the end there. So hopefully next time I'll be able to do better, and then of course take the victory this time. So for all of you out there, I want to thank you so much for being here. If you haven't done so already, please give the stream a thumbs up, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. I really would appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel or are not following me on Facebook, please consider subscribing to the channel, and then give my Facebook page a following. Thanks everybody for being here, and have a good night.